The incels have found me. This is not clickbait, this is not whatever. I'm being so dead awe right now. Cringy censorship I have to, it's the first 15 seconds of the YouTube video. But guys, anyways, this is a follow-up video to a post on YouTube that I made 3 weeks ago. Let's see. The video is titled, Why You as a Man Should Date Misandrists. And yes, we're going full glasses mode for this part. But anyways, the whole point of this video that I posted on YouTube right here, the whole point of that video is to tell everybody about the very cool topic of how dating misandrists, I feel like, is way better than dating straight women. At least straight women who conform to the patriarchy. Anyways, I'm going to take those off because I'm not reading comments. The whole point of the video is that you yourself as a man, the whole message of the video is that you yourself as a man have to stop conforming with the patriarchy so you can date a woman that hates most men, because most men conform with the patriarchy, and arguably dating a girl who hates most men is going to get you a relationship where the control and authority dynamic is completely equal, completely leveled, and it's free game. Which I argue is healthier as a dynamic in the video. It's from people who just read the title and immediately got disgruntled. Some of them felt like they watched a little bit of the video, and very few felt like they watched the full video. You know the premise of the video, and you know what the whole message of the video is, and how it basically kind of contradicts its own title, because the title makes it feel like it's an easier said than done thing, easier did than said a thing, and then the actual contents of the video proves that the meaning is that it is easier said than done. Sorry if I'm all over the place, I just want to get into these comments right now. So let's get into the first comment. This is a comment by Cement Eater, which he posted his comment publicly, so I'm just gonna say his name. He says that, I see your point, but honestly, I don't have the energy to date anyone that out of touch with their own emotions. If they don't really hate all men, they should have enough self-awareness to not talk like that. He continues to say, and that's leaving out the relatively few, which I'm doing this because that's in parentheses, women who legitimately are spiteful monsters who you have to weed out from the relatively normal ones. You can kinda detect this crowd by asking them their thoughts on trans women, but that's not foolproof. Now, this guy is referring to what we like to call TERF. Basically, TERF is an acronym for, and this is gonna sound crazy, trans exclusionary radical feminists, which is exactly how it sounds. And that's horrible, because I feel like we should also include trans women in feminism. And I don't really get the sentiment of why you would exclude trans women from feminism, or literally just denying that they're a woman at all. At the end of the day, gender is just a social construct. It's sex that is female and male, and what you have it. Now that we know what a TERF is, we're gonna go over my response to his comment. Tell him that it's understandable to not want to date women like this, but usually the woman is talking out of frustration with having to deal with badly behaved men. Women have to deal with getting harassed, catcalled, and way worse. By way worse, I think you know what I mean. You've probably seen all the cases. Anyways, let me continue reading the comment. I continue to say, and way worse things that a man doesn't have to endure. I can acknowledge that some misandrists take it too far by not accepting trans women, which is why I focus more on the sentiment of women claiming they hate men rather than focusing on misandrists in general. Which I think is a really good reply, and I do give props to this guy for asking an actual question but also leaving in his own opinion. And being kind about it too, you can put that on there as well. I just don't think he understands that women are simply voicing their frustration, and they're simply just talking about something that happens to them on a daily basis. It happens throughout their entire life, basically. For you to tell them that they should have enough self-awareness to not talk like that, just to spare your feelings, that doesn't really make any sense. And men really have to get the sentiment that when women are talking about men, or they're talking about all men, what you have it, they have to be able to exclude themselves from that demographic. They have to think themselves in their head that, okay, maybe they're not talking about me. Because whatever that woman might be talking about, she might be talking about a man harassing her and how she hates all men because of it. Yeah, they're expressing frustration towards men, but it's so obvious they're expressing frustration towards a certain type of man. The type of man who conforms in the patriarchy and thinks it's okay to objectify women and treat them as objects and people as things that are not people. So where I disagree with him is that he blames women a little bit for having these frustrations in the first place, and that they need to have that clarity to be able to say that, oh, but not all men. Dude, literally, whose feelings are they salvaging by that? If you know you're not getting talked about, then why are you taking offense? Why are you taking hurt to that, you know? Wait, Jesus Christ, it's 6 minutes in, I'm only one comment in, there's 20 comments. We're going to pick up the pace a little bit. It might be a 20-minute video. So our second comment is from a fellow sir named Romber GG White T. His comment says, so you're saying misandrists don't actually hate men, and now... I replied to him saying, correct. I am speculating that they do not actually hate all men. It's just that most men follow the patriarchy that consists of misogyny and other bad behaviors, and that is a thing they do not like. But then again, misandrists and women who say they hate men are stated to be different in the video. And I say that because misandrists are explicitly people who, through and through, hate all men. They hate 100% of men. I do even say that in the first 5 minutes of the first 5 seconds of the video that it is a clickbaity title. Because I'm not exactly talking about misandrists. I'm talking about women who say they hate men. That was comment 2. We're gonna start getting into some hate comments, and I'm surprised that I actually got. Something funny about it is that there was like more than one person assuming that I was educated. Mind you, I dropped out of school. But being a little bit woke just must mean that you're educated and you fell to the system. Anyways, this comment says, this, ladies and gentlemen, is what the education system does to young, naive minds. The fact he says patriarchy, unironically, when we live in a misandristic society that caters to women's needs, is hilarious. Poor kid will be in for a rude awakening once he dates or, God forbid, marries one of those women and gets used up like a rag doll. Some just have to learn the hard way. That was his comment. I shit you not, that was his comment. So there's already so many things wrong with this comment. He assumes I'm educated. He says that the patriarchy is basically fake. Because he says patriarchy unironically, like it doesn't exist, like it's a damn unicorn. And then he continues to say that we live in a misandristic society that caters to women's needs. Buddy, do you go outside? Have you seen the real world? Have you seen every single president of the United States in the entire history of the United States? Men! It's all men. It's a whole sausage fest. So how the hell do we live in a misandristic society that caters to women when fucking the autonomy of women and whether they have the choice to abort their own fetus is debatable? If we lived in a world that was catered to women, then they would be the ones who have all the freedom, who would have been all the last 40 or so presidents of the United States. They would have been the leaders, they would have been the providers. They would have been in the same place as men if the fucking system was actually catered to women. But it just isn't, and now I'm gonna have to record another 10 minutes. Hold on. 2 of me crashing out. Segment 2 for YouTube. Down, and I've stopped crashing out about how ignorant that comment was. It's about to get me riled up all over again, bro. Like, the revolution is never happening if we have dumb minds like this going around, dude. Let me compose myself. I responded to this comment saying, and I absolutely fucking fry him. I fucking fry him. Because he doesn't comment. He doesn't reply whatsoever. So my response is, for one, I dropped out of high school. I hate the education system. But even then, I can still acknowledge that we live in a patriarchy. Since we have only had male presidents up until recent, which even then, Kamala was a VP, vice president, men have been the providers and women have been forced to be the shut-in wife. And if you see that as a system catered to women, just think about the possibility that maybe not every woman wants to live like that. Then come back to me. As for the type of women using people up like a ragdoll, as he says, is super ironic. Since if you actually date a woman like this, and by like this, I meant the type of woman I was specifying in the video. Let's continue with the comment. Like this, by distracting yourself from the patriarchy, it's limitless, freeing love. A relationship that doesn't traditionally depend on the man to provide and put all of his energy on the front lines. The men who are complicit with the patriarchy are the men who are drained like a ragdoll. But anyways, keep up with the ignorant comments. It keeps driving my numbers up. Oh, good grief. It is breaking so bad. I'm so sorry. I don't even think I have to break it down how bad I just fried this dude. It did. Okay, please, recorder, you have to bear with me, El Cuatro, please. Anyways, I proved to him that, or I debunked the allegation that I'm fucking educated or whatever the fuck kind of stupid shit he wanted to say. And I proved to him, I brought up great points that the patriarchy exists and the system is not catered towards women, okay? Now, and then I fucking flipped the script on him. He said that the misandristic, the women who hate all men, are going to be the women that drain you up like a rag doll. When I don't know what kind of demographic he's talking about. It's truly just hogwash. It's truly just like, what kind of reality are these men living in? Genuinely, which one? I don't know, dude. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the next comment. And I'm not gonna do any cuts because the cuts are breaking, dude. They're freaking breaking. Anyways, this comment says, why would you want to be around a woman who hates men, let alone date one? Now, I do appreciate the question, but this was my most recent comment, and I was so genuinely tired with explaining to ignorant men why I think the way I do. So I literally just responded to him. I explained in the video. And I encourage you to go watch that video yourself if you haven't already. I've lost count of how many comments I've already read. But a little spoiler for this arc, this one also assumes that I'm educated. I guess so. This comment says, this is what brainwashing sounds like. Anyways, I responded saying, brainwashing is when men are forced to follow the patriarchal system, not when random teen YouTuber persuades other to oppose the system. Saying that because he just continues to say the most uncognitive thing ever, the most hogwash, like, genuinely, like, I'm gonna say the sentence right now. and you're not going to even know what it means. He responds saying, brainwashing is when these concepts are distorted from actual reality, which they are. But what is he talking about? What is he actually referring to? What concepts are being distorted from actual reality? I actually want to know. But he doesn't respond. He doesn't tell me what he means. He just says, this is what brainwashing sounds like. And when I tell him what actual brainwashing is and what an actual example of brainwashing is, all he says is these concepts are distorted from actual reality, which they are. What concepts? Just say you, like, dude literally just said a pseudo-intellectual equivalent of I disagree with you. But he's just calling it brainwashing. Because he disagrees with it. It's not within his realm of reality, so therefore it's just distorted from actual reality, but he's actually just talking about it's distorted from my actual reality, so actually you're brainwashing me. Like, what are we on? Wait for it to load a little bit. Anyways, his fucking Pokemon, a fucking stranger that wasn't even a part of the thread, comes in and says, what patriarchy? The whole system is geared in favor of women. Tell me one facet of Western society where men are institutionally and socially biased in favor of. That part of the comment, I don't know what the fuck that means. He was using those words so wrong. Let's just continue with the comment. He says, you have no idea the privilege women have these days. Speaking as a husband with a daughter. Women can literally kill a child in their womb and face no legal repercussions for it where I'm from in the UK. College has fucked you up, buddy. And I'm flattered. I'm genuinely flattered that so many of these ignorant men are assuming that I went to high school, I went to college. I'm just such an upstanding citizen, man. Anyways, what is the patriarchy to these people, dude? Why does it not exist? No, like, actually, why does it not exist? I've already brought up the point how every president, every leader has been a man. Every leader. Every president. I'll say, because some people are gonna go on a slippery slope. Oh, what do you classify a leader? Like, there's been women leaders in the earth before. Like, no shit, there has. Good grief. Anyways, I don't know what the fuck you mean. I don't know what the fuck any of these men mean by the whole system is geared in favor of women. Are you referring to how women get whatever they want by objectifying themselves? That's conditional. That's conditional. That's conditional privilege because you are sacrificing your autonomy, your dignity, your self-respect. You're basically selling your soul for whatever fucking gratification or resource a traditional soul-sucked man of the patriarchy is going to be able to give to that woman who is selling her soul to that man. I don't see that as a system geared in favor of women. I see that as the patriarchy working as intended. Okay, that is not a system geared in favor of women. That is a system that utilizes women as objects and things of pleasure, not as actual human beings. Okay, so what else does he say? This guy's a father. This guy told this to me. This guy commented this to me. He is a father with he's a husband with a daughter. He thinks that just because women have the right to abort a fetus within their own autonomy, that we live in a system geared towards women. Oh, the horror! The horror! Oh my goodness! No! The world's gonna end. It actually is. Thought I was done. That's my dog over there. You thought I was done. I just crashed out, took a 10-minute break, but I'm ready to read more comments because there is still more. I don't know if they equate to Mr. Psychotic Husband over here, but you know, we're just gonna keep reading them, you know, because I got everything under control. I got the whole recording thing under control. I'm about to use this thing to upload my shit. I'm about to inject all the 10-minute videos, put it into this, connect it to my computer, and then upload it. Yeah, I'm so smart. I'm smart as shit. Anyways, there's more comments. There's more. Okay? And I'm stalling because it's taking me a while to find new ones. Okay, let's see. This one's new. Y'all haven't seen this one. Let's start. Let's read it. Let's read. It's like opening Christmas presents. You're really young and have had very few serious relationships, so you shouldn't be giving advice. Said the like an Irishman. Oh shit. You shouldn't be giving advice about long-term anything. And then he makes an edit, which signifies that he actually watched some of the video. Why is this such a common theme? He says, edit, : oh wait, you seriously said patriarchy unironically. No wonder. Good luck. You're in for a world of hurt, young man. Is that a crazy... Okay. I thought my side bang was more transparent than that. But anyways, this is millennial speak. Why are you talking like this? I don't know you. Young man. Fucking Gordon Ramsay over here. What is going on? I genuinely did not know that this demographic of men, this genre of men, I didn't know they existed. I didn't know that these types of men who just completely deny the patriarchy and don't think it exists, I never in my mind could have imagined that these types of people don't exist. But it all makes sense now. It literally does. Because if most men are thinking like this, man, it explains everything. Like, it literally explains everything. Dude, this comment right here, let me see if this is the last comment. Yes, it is the last comment we're going to be covering. This is the finale. And it's fitting, too. Because this thread is 7 replies long. It's 7 replies long. I hate these fake lashes that it gives me, dude. Anyways, not that I mind it or anything. It's just unnatural. But anyways, and this is the same comment I make. Because at this point, I've just been so confuddled by how many men they just literally do not believe in the patriarchy at all. I responded to this comment saying, I didn't personally know men denied the patriarchy this hard, LMAO. I thought this was common sense. Anyways, my relationship is healthy, and there's no signs of it ending anytime soon. Okay? And yeah, I literally just crashed out about it. I did not know men like this existed. Like, I literally did not. So I tell him my relationship's healthy. There's no sign of it ending anytime soon. And he responds saying, how... And he has a very limited vocabulary because he just repeats himself. He says, how exactly can you give advice on long-term anything when you have never done it? You will find out what patriarchy there is when you go to divorce court. Objection, relevance, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, genuinely, there's a lot of cognitive dissonance going on in this comment section, and it's genuinely making me lose my mind. Anyways, I responded to him saying, did you get divorced or something? Laugh emoji. Oh no, all of a sudden we don't live in a patriarchy anymore because your lady had a bare minimum right to leave you whenever she wanted to. Anyways, you don't have to follow my advice. And that's letting him off easy. I finished that comment. That's letting him off easy with that. Okay? I could have told him to go fuck off. in the rudest way possible, but I told him to fuck off in the kindest way possible, alright? Anyways, he responded saying, I wasn't talking about the right to divorce, obviously. Answer my question. What question? Let me see. How exactly can you give advice on long-term anything when you've never done it? I told him I have a healthy relationship, and my relationship is on its way to be 2 years long, which nowadays, that might as well be long-term. Because what people in relationships nowadays are going more than 3 months due to like social media fucking romance rules and all that shit, dude. That ghetto ass shit, dude. I'm not that dude. That's gonna be a whole other video, but this guy just doesn't know how to mind it. He's projecting. All these men are projecting. Okay? And look, I'm getting fucking acne from screaming so much. Okay? This is how much this shit actually stresses me the fuck out. Sweating at my pits, sweat down my back, skin turning into stone. Oh my goodness. So he wasn't talking about the right divorce. What the fuck are you talking about? Genuinely, what are you talking about? I want to know. Because why would you bring up divorce if you weren't talking about it? Okay? Anyways, I said, me being in a healthy relationship that I had already mentioned in the video should be your answer. I mentioned it in the video and in the comment, mind you. I continued by saying, I wouldn't be talking about this if it was a topic I wasn't confident talking about. And he says, oh, I know you're confidently talking about it. It's misplaced. You have never done long term because you haven't even been an adult for very long. You see that now? This is how I know I'm overqualified. This is how I know I'm like genuinely mocking these people in terms of like qualifications, because they're just automatically assuming that I am qualified or like overqualified to be talking about what I'm talking about. There's been people who assume I'm educated, I've gone to college, that I haven't been an adult for very long. Mind you, I'm not an adult at all. I'm 17. So it's like, y'all, I'm flattered. I'm really flattered that we're just headcanoning me to be more than what the hell I am, you know? But man, oh man, if there isn't a moral to be learned here, there's a lot of things that there is to learn. For one, don't be like any of these men. Don't be ignorant in these ways. Do not. I don't know exactly how to tell you to stop being ignorant, but stop being ignorant. Okay? And for two, this is just advice for me. If you ever see a woman talking about how much she hates men, she's not talking about all men. Like, I'm sorry, but she's not. Unless she's like misandrist and just purely hates men and has a hate boner for men and makes her entire personality about hating men. Okay, just avoid those girls, okay? They're so easy to avoid. They're not all girls. All girls are not like that. Okay? Like, my girlfriend says she hates men because that's because most men are just genuinely patriarchal conforming people that are just gross and that objectify women that do not want to be objectified. Okay? So literally, like, oh my god. They're not hiding in plain sight. They're not going to try to get in a relationship with you and not tell you that they're like, that shit is just not going to happen. Avoid misandrist if it really affects you that much. Take into accountability that maybe you're not the demographic they're talking. And just focus on yourself. Self-improve. Go shower. Go work out. Go read a book. Go outside. But, another piece of advice. Don't conform to the patriarchy. I promise your life won't fall apart. Like, I actually do promise. I do. Like, your life won't end. I promise. Anyways, I think that's the end of the video. This was a good video. I had fun with this. Anyways, goodbye. So yeah, I lied. It's not the end of the video. I don't want to end it. Now, by now, you can click off the video and be fully satisfied with a properly structured video with a beginning and an end. So this is just kind of a DLC, a delicious last course that we're just putting up on here. And this is some insight, okay? This is some insight, and let me pull it up. And I'm just gonna let you know right now, you might want to stay around for this. Like, you genuinely might. Like, if you, the viewer, are on my side and want to laugh a little bit more, you want to stick around. Because I'm going to be revealing this very, very amazing statistic that specifically tells me what videos recommended my video and what viewers and the amount of viewers came from that video. Now, if that explanation wasn't enough, let's just get into the spaghetti and meatballs and you will know exactly what I'm talking about. So if we go over to the reach tab of the analytics of this video, it will literally show me content that suggested my video. And holy. And, you know, some of these videos are just kind of normal. Some of these videos that recommended my video are generally normal. But I'm gonna go over the ones that are questionable. So, for our first one, we got, I asked 100 married couples for dating advice and learned. Now, on the surface, that's not a bad video title. That's not like anything bad. But considering that, like, the type of video I was making and the type of stuff I was talking about, and the fact that someone viewed that video but was viewing a video called I asked 100 married couples for dating advice and learned right before watching my video, it's very, very telling on this person's psychological environment. Because they're actively consuming, like, dating advice content, but this kind of dating advice is specifically, like, what's it called? This dating advice is being passed down by dinosaurs. And couples that only really know traditional patriarchal relationship norms, you know? So, yeah, now that we've debriefed and, like, picked it apart, that is really concerning. That is not like I mean, I'm sure there was some healthy old couples in there, like, saying you need to be loyal, you need to communicate, and those are some good but 100-year-old married couples, it's like, it's still gonna be tradition. Now, I'm gonna just say some funny ones before I say my most concerning one at the last moment. This one is the car crash that made me question my sexuality. That's funny. Red pillar meets a normal couple and can't believe it. So this is like one of those street interviews where they just walk up to random people and harass them and cover it as an interview that was consensual. I don't like that type of content because it's just really weird and invasive. The worst type of LARPers that looks like a funny video essay. It's like 5 minutes long. 3 idiots read hilarious Tumblr posts. That doesn't seem that entertaining. All men need to see this. 40-year-old women are finally breaking down. Oh, I know this lady. Look. There's the lady who, stands up for men's feelings about misandrists. I mean, yeah, she goes after, irrational misandrists. But overall, I think she's kind of corny nowadays, but she's, like, not really doing that much harm. This one's really weird. I tested every strategy for attracting women. And, dude, in the in the thumbnail, it's take a shower, lift weights, get a hobby, just be yourself. Bro. And that's all, like, that probably is a good video. But it's just the fact that somebody viewed that video and then caught the hook on my video's thesis That's what's concerning, okay? There's nothing wrong. I mean, there's something wrong with some of these videos. But some of them are not wrong in concept, but the fact that they're correlated to my video, it makes it the horrors of Gooner's social media. Delusional takes on women. My loser is a cuck. My homie is a loser cuck. Looks matchers are the most insecure. Every type of male attractiveness explained, why they work. We got the art of unemployment. The performative male problem. That looks like a good video. The male panderer problem. That also looks pretty cool. This video is really concerning. Women want you to leave them and pull back first. Why I left main chick. Do you see this? There's no way. And y'all, this was the first ever one. I'm about to show y'all. This was the first one that I saw that caught my eye when I figured out that this statistic existed. This title is Financial Audio Hypnosis. And basically what that is, it's a woman with her cleavage half out, convincing you and hypnotizing you to send her money via Cash App. I don't even need to get into the spaghetti and meatballs of how strange that is, but the fact that makes it worse is that it's correlated to my video. Somebody was watching that video, got triggered by my video and clicked on it. Dude. But guys, I've been saving it up. The most concerning video that a viewer came from and clicked on my video is called "Think You're Too Old to Date Younger Women? Watch this first." That is so fucking creepy. Why are you watching that? Why are you watching videos on how to date younger women when you're old as fuck? When you're a fucking geezer, when you're like related to Pharaoh's Kurt. It's just overall really concerning, and I just want you all to know that those were the type of people that were clicking on that video. That's exactly the type of archetype of man that are getting offended by the headline of why you as a man should date misandrists. Really insightful things. Really insightful stuff. It's informative. It is terrifyingly disgusting. But anyways, there was your delicious last course. Whether that was disturbing or funny for you, that's debatable. But such as the last ending, I hope you learned something. I hope you were entertained. I hope you learned something. I hope you laughed. Okay, bye.